And we've got one great show ahead of you.
I love it when I can substitute.
Boy, that's a tough one, Frank.
And welcome to another exciting edition of the Great Lake Smoke Show. Take it away, Ron.
Good evening, official podcast smoke show. Oh, we got a hot one for you tonight, folks. We are extremely excited about our special guest. And you know what? We haven't talked about the spirit in a while.
No, we haven't.
We
consume a lot of it, but we haven't spoken about it.
Yes, this is true.
Yes. Usually because we have too much of it, we can't speak anyway. So.
Well, speak for yourself. But yes, we're excited.
I was talking about Shaft.
Those are fun times.
Indeed. Well, folks, thank you very much for joining us again. And right now, share the post with everybody you know.
Sonny too.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you can bring Sonny back from the dead, we'll talk about it. But anyway, this here is a show that I want you guys to understand. It is special because Father's Day is right around 2 weeks from now.
Really?
Right? And
I don't know.
Yeah, Father. Yeah,
Yeah.
Second, a few weeks. Couple few weeks.
This is
a few weeks.
Yes,
a couple of few weeks away.
All right.
It's those spirits talking.
Well, after you're drinking this crap, you know it's going to kill you.
Oh, that's gasoline.
I'm already going blind from this stuff.
And Ronnie's feeding us straight moonshine tonight.
We are going to fix this. That's
I
the
think
way
shine
about
is
it.
even better than this. This is real mountain folk stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but tonight we're going to be able to fix it with our special guest.
Yes.
And this is going to be a fabulous gift. Take care of all the dads, granddads, uncles, brothers, even the little guys that just turned legal. Get them whatever it is.
So basically the men on the show.
Yeah, the men on the show. I like that.
Okay.
The men on the show.
See how we can shorten your speech?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I just don't do that. I'm sorry. Can't do it.
And he keeps going and going.
And he'll go on till we change the topic.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, get yourself a paper and pen. Write down a lot of information that's going to be happening tonight and how to get the product that we'll be talking about tonight.
Yeah.
So that is important. A couple other headliners first. Also, we're going to give you some important dates for you to make sure you jot down, hopefully to visit us also on those dates. But before we get into all the craziness, we have to take care of some business. So it is going to be business time, and we're just going to start off with some of our sponsors. So right now, Frank, take it away.
On a small farm nestled along a river in southern Honduras, grows an estate-grown tobacco so exceptional. Stop, please. No moss. This is Dan Blunt for Alec Bradley Cigars. Some copywriter handed this to me, expecting me to read it. Good Lord. Do me a favor. Pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Light it up. Spend an hour with it. You'll be glad you did. We'll talk again real soon.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion and mystery of the leaf, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines: the Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
We're back, folks. Back. Ron sleeping.
Indeed. Well, one thing that they didn't do was basically introduce us to our and to all the new people.
Mo, Larry, and Curly. Here we are.
Why,
And
certainly.
this little Joe.
Hey, Sabrina. How you
Anyway,
doing?
hello, Sabrina. Yes. Welcome. So anyway, just to let all your newcomers
Bruce is
know,
there.
Bruce is always there.
I know.
You know, look at that schmug in that face. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Ron. My brother Bob. This over here is my brother by
Welcome,
another
everybody.
mother, Kyle.
Grab your favorite spirit and join us tonight.
Tonight for sure, it's a spirit night. And then we got our cousin Frank on the road again, hanging out in Florida with a couple.
Florida. Hey, I'm in New Jersey, for God's sake. You're right. First of all, that's
Everybody
why,
drink.
All
Number
right.
one.
Drink.
Number
No, I
one.
don't-
Ronnie, drink. Yeah. That's already the reason. Listen, that's why I have bad Wi-Fi. Because I'm in New Jersey. The governor put the governor knew we were doing a cigar podcast and said we gotta screw with these guys.
Absolutely.
Murphy gave the order.
Yeah.
I'm here with FedEx.
You got the guest in the studio up there.
We got FedEx and we
FedEx.
got retired Carl.
All right. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Welcome. And we got the pack of dogs. Again.
Cut that background,
What's
Frank.
going
You're
on
done.
there?
Sorry, folks.
Okay,
Again,
there you go.
the
Very good.
internet up in Jersey just seems to be, as usual, garbage
Hey,
like.
Frank, what exit?
I think it's a dial-up.
It's dial up.
Well, dial it down because it's time to introduce our guest.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't
It
wait.
is. We want to welcome the Ranger, Brooke Morris. How are you?
Good. Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to be here.
Well, that 100 hours we flipped this was, pretty nice. So we got to have you on.
Yeah, absolutely. So are you enjoying the product?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're ready to taste it. We're ready to use it for the first time here. I've
Nice.
got a bottle of wild turkey.
Okay.
All right, that bullet's been in the bottle since Friday.
Beautiful.
I have right now. This is wild turkey straight in here, guys. Wild turkey. God bless. You need it.
That's straight or treated?
No, this is straight.
Okay.
All right, it's wild turkey.
Straight.
And
Nice.
that's turned into a fabulous.
And now we're gonna try it. the way it's had. Here we go. Here we go. Look, we got.
And now this is the treated.
This
Good.
is treated.
Water,
Sweet.
rinse the palate.
Yep.
Here's, come on.
Where's the and the cheese?
So
You
the
got cheese?
idea here, guys, we kind of jumped right into
Yes.
it, and we didn't really break it down. Understand, this
Yeah.
is what is going in. It is a bullet size. Which bullet size is it, Brooke?
That's right. So it's the same size as a 338 Lapua round. So it's five and a quarter inches by 5/8 inches.
Nice.
And it fits perfectly down into a bottle. And so what it is it's called the bourbon bullet. And so they're putting this bullet shape right down into a bottle of wild turkey. And what it does the same thing that these barrels behind me do. They make it sweeter and they make it taste better. So it's
Wow.
continuing the aging process after you buy the bottle.
It
Doesn't that make
totally-
sense?
No, I'll put it away.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting it in right now.
Here we
Just
go.
like that. Perfect.
Very
Yeah.
smooth. Very smooth. Yeah, smoothened it out quite a bit. I mean, it's totally different.
Isn't
Yeah.
that amazing?
And the gunpowder doesn't even stick to your lips or anything.
And you're guaranteed not to backfire.
Not to backfire. That's right. But what it is it's made of 3 types of wood.
Frank, you got to cut it, Frank.
Hey, so can you?
Again, 3 types of what?
Three types of wood. And so you've got oak, which is, again, what these barrels are made of, right? So you've got oak barrels. But we've taken it 2 steps further. You can get maple, which is made of hard sugar maple from Canada, or you can get cherry wood, which is what George Washington really liked.
Nice.
And so the maple gives it kind of a sugar cookie flavor, if you will. And then the cherry, of course, gives you a really nice cherry nose and then a real deep cherry finish on the back end. So it adds a lot of different characteristics.
That's what we have. We have the cherry. It's awesome.
Folks, we got to apologize. The internet in Jersey is really giving us a little hard time. So
bad feedback or whatever that is, that noise.
Yeah, so we apologize for you kind of talk over each other, but this one is difficult because we can't really regulate the internet in Jersey. Oh, it's off right now.
There you go.
All right. Go ahead.
From the time you drop that into your bottle, what is the appropriate time, shall we say, for it to dissolve and do its thing?
Yeah. So after 1 day, the next day you should taste a little bit of a difference, but about 4 days is really where you want to be with it. And you can leave it in there if you like, but really 4 days is kind of the peak maximum. And you can use each bullet 3 times.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like for around $3, you can treat or finish, we call it, any bottle of bourbon that you like. So for $27 is what we sell the maple, oak, and cherry for, and so you can finish 9 bottles with one of those triple shots. Yeah.
And you have them booked in this nice little sack.
The burlap.
The burlap, which is a great idea. It really is. I like the idea behind this. This is fabulous. But talking about the idea itself, well, how about taking it from the beginning?
Yeah, how
and
did
let
you
people
come
know?
up with making a bullet bourbon helper?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of multifaceted. When I was in Afghanistan, believe it or not, we could get bourbon for really cheap. I was a former Marine. I did train with the Rangers, but I wasn't a Ranger. But I'm a former Marine, served time in Afghanistan in 04-05, and we would get special forces to go out and get bourbon for us. So that's where my love of bourbon came from.
Nice.
Fast forward 15 years later, I have a child, and we have one of these barrels in our living room, and he drops his toy into the little bung hole in the barrel and immediately wants it out, right? And so, of course, what does Dad have to do? Take the barrel apart. And I didn't know the inside of every barrel is charred black. So if you break those barrels open, they're all charred black. And so I was just kind of on this journey of why would they do that? And so we were at the pool one day, and it just came to me. I bought an expensive bottle of bourbon that was really hot, and I thought, why don't you just continue that aging process with a barrel, but make it a lot smaller where it could fit in there? And so in this very barn right here, I made my own lathe, and this is where the whole thing started. I made a bullet shape, put it in the bottle, tested it out, and it was a lot better. And so we have been here really selling the bourbon bullet for about 1.5 years, but this Father's Day, it's really taken off. And actually, we've cut about 75,000 of those bullets out of this barn here in BattleGround Farm. So it's been a really cool, just American grown product that everybody seems to love. And the other thing is anytime you buy a bourbon bullet, we donate 5% back to veterans groups. And so we've got 2 I'd like to call out. Yeah. Military Missions in Action. And then we've got one called Ride to Stop Suicide by Project Echelon. And so all these guys coming back home from overseas, right? We donate to those groups to help them out and just help them progress into successful Americans when they get back.
Right.
And then how did you decide that caliber, that size that you picked was the right one? I mean, did you try the 50 cal first and then like 8 millimeters?
I did. So one of my heroes, believe it's Chris Kyle. I mean, who's he not a hero of? But that's what he shot in those movies. American Sniper was the .338 Lapua round, and believe it or not, it's the exact right size to fit into any bottle of bourbon. and the skinniest neck that we found is wild turkey. Okay. And so we wanted to make sure that it fit into a wild turkey bottle. I love wild turkey, whether it's with it or without it. Always have, and so that's why it's kind of that caliber.
That's awesome.
That's good. Now, to get these woods, are you having any trouble? Because it seems to be an issue with lumber these days.
No, we've seen a little bit of price increase, but we have a local guy here who can really get us anything we want at a reasonable price. So really, no bump in the road for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. Okay.
Hey, Chris, how long did it take? Not Chris.
Brooke.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Frank is
Ronnie, drink. How long did it take you to mass produce them? Because, you know, making one is, you know, one thing, but mass producing is a whole nother ball.
It is. It's a whole nother ball game. So it's really been a long time coming, and we're only making about 600 of these a day, right? And so each one is hand turned on a lathe by a person. Yes. Right here in BattleGround, Georgia. Now we've since moved off, and we've got a larger facility that's really set up nice. But it's really hard to get an American-made automatic lathe that can cut these things. And so I've hired local guys, come in, showed them how to do it, and they can cut one every minute and like 15 seconds or so.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Now, how are you using these three woods together?
No, there's separate bullets.
Oh, three separate. Okay.
Yeah, they're all separate. But what you can do is you can mix two together. So if you want an oak and a maple in something, then you can do that, or a maple and a cherry. We've done that as well. A lot of guys have what are called infinity bottles. So it'll be like a decanter that you just pour random whiskeys into, right? And then they'll put the bourbon bullet in that. But yeah, you can finish it however you like. But they are three separate bullets.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you have like a whole line of people just lathing these for you, or is it just like a 2-man operation right now, or what's the goal? Where are you looking to head towards?
Yeah, so I've got 4 lathe cutters, and the goal is really to do 2 things. It's to automate to where I can make thousands a day, but then also still have that kind of handmade, authentic touch to it, right? So you can pick and choose whichever one you want. And we've been talking to some actually pretty big retailers. So we've been talking to Bass Pro Cabela's. We've been talking to AFES, which is the BXPX online. We've been talking to Costco. There's no way I'd be able to hand produce these and sell to those guys. So, right, you know where I'm going with that. And so for the general consumer, direct to consumer, if you want to buy online, you'll get a hand produced one. The other guys will get kind of the automatic one. They all do the same thing, but I just really like the authenticity of somebody hand carving this.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
That's the main appeal.
What kind of lathe are you using? Just curious.
We've got 3 Jet 1442s, and then we have a Laguna that I just picked up, and the Laguna is really nice lathe. So if you're into wood turning,
right,
Jet's a pretty good lathe, and then the Laguna I think has come out pretty recently with a nice MIDI lathe that's super quiet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a California product.
It is. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with it.
Now, and then once you lathe them, do you like sander? Do you like sand them down a little bit, or?
Yeah, each one is sanded down, and then they go through another process. So you'll notice the oak is black, and it's charred to a little under an alligator char, just like the barrels are.
Oh yeah.
And that char that's why you're seeing the removal of the heat. That char is kind of what takes the bite out. Same thing that Jack Daniels does is they run theirs through charred. But the maple and cherry, they'll be heated up to about 500 degrees for 20 minutes or so. And then that's what gives them kind of that deep red and brown. And what that does is it releases the sugars. And so you've got tannins, you've got lignans, you've got cellulose, so essentially you've got a lot of chemicals and sugars that get released that a lot of people didn't know about. I'll go to the wood shop and I'll start smelling wood, and the guys will look at me like I'm crazy. But if you heat up a lot of these woods, it releases those flavors.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
On a personal question, how do you like the Laguna?
I like it. It's a little slow on the startup, but I think they've done that just so it doesn't take so much power, right? But it's really, really smooth, super quiet, a lot quieter than the Jets are, and but I like it. I think the stand could be a little bit more stable, but other than that, I think it's great.
Really? Because I thought the stand was pretty heavy duty, actually.
Well, if you get the larger one, they're real heavy duty. So they've got one that's like $2,500. I bought the $900 version, so I could.
That's what I was.
Yeah. So I could replicate it, but at the same time, we're cutting on these things 8 hours a day, all day, right? If you're going to go turn a pin or turn a bowl or a cup or something like that, the Laguna I think would be a really good option.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, 100%.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you put the bullet into the bottle and it goes through the aging process, does that permanently change the taste of that liquor, or do you have to reintroduce?
No. Yeah. So it permanently changes it. Absolutely. Yep. And people don't know this. Liquor is different than wine. So once liquor comes out of the barrel, goes into the bottle, the aging process stops. So if you have an unopened bottle from 1975, it's going to taste like the day that they put it in that bottle. Whereas if you have a bottle of 1975 wine, it's going to continue the aging process.
Right.
Right.
It didn't get sunned. Like it doesn't. It's not in direct sunlight.
Well, it has to be kept under ideal temperatures and conditions.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything else,
Because that stuff will damage a bourbon if you leave it sitting out.
It'll ruin the finish of the car if it
ruin the finish. And then in the bourbon world, a couple other things. Let me give you these. We've tried. This is maybe not the best thing to admit, but I've tried probably 100 different bourbons with these for science. Right, it's for science.
Absolutely.
Research, R&D department.
It's research, and it's very
Like
important.
my parents, when I was 15, came home drunk. It was for science.
Yeah. Eventually, every one of those receipts turned into
That's right. But we've gone through kind of our top 25 of what we paired. So a lot of the questions we'll get is, which one's better with oak? And which one's better with maple? Which one's better with cherry? And so if you go on our website, battlegroundfarm.com, you'll notice just pairing suggestions. And they really do. They taste better with certain bullets. So like, for instance, Four Roses, you can do it in small batch, or you can just do it in the regular old $22 Four Roses. Cherry is top notch in Four Roses. Wild Turkey, we liked. Yeah. Single. You can do the single barrel if you like, but just their standard, just regular $20 bottle is really good with cherry. Now, this is a product that you could put in Blanton's Gold if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Most people won't do that.
First of all, where are you getting Blanton's?
Yeah, really.
Right, I know.
I haven't seen it cold yet.
So we've had it in everything from Blanton's down to Wild Turkey, down to even lower like Zachariah Harris for $9, and it does the same thing to all of them. Makes them a little smoother, like a little sweeter, right? Would I buy a $600 bottle of bourbon and put a bullet in it? I would not, but I would do it any day, all day on a $50 or $60 bourbon or a $20 or $30 bourbon, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially the $9.
And I'm curious, Brooke, too, if you had any pushback to like the FDA or USDA, because this is something that's going into something that's consumable. Did you have any issues with that at all? Or?
No, we've not had any issues, but we have made sure that we stick to the standards of food safety, right? So I have a brother who owns actually 3 restaurants. We partner with a coffee roaster, and so our whole facility is kind of set up to those standards. Whether it's stainless steel or whether it's using gloves or whether it's hair nets and things like that. But we've never really had anything for food safety or FDA. The other thing is even if you search on FDA, there's nothing about charred wooden sticks or burnt maple or anything like that. So it's a whole new class unless they're listening, and then they'll be knocking on my door tomorrow, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I'm sure to be working on it.
Hey, Brooke, I got one of our listeners. They want to know which bourbon mix best with Jameson Malort?
I have no idea. I've never had Jetson's Malort.
It's Rocky is number 3 for those who are counting.
It's
okay. Which is the question that we just like to get the people.
I'll tell you this though: the standard operating procedure for answering that is oak. Oak works in everything, right? So we've had oak in Scotch, we've had it in vodka, we've had it in tequila, we've had it in rum. And so we've tried a lot of different things. The other thing you need to try though is the maple in vodka. Just get a cheap vodka, Luxosva or Sky or whatever it is. Put your maple down in there, and it really does. After about 4 days, it tastes. It's sweet and it's smooth and it tastes like I said, sugar cookies.
Wow, I didn't even think about doing that to my vodka. You just opened my eyes.
I don't drink vodka. That's like rubbing alcohol. I can't do it.
Hey, now you can with a bourbon bullet.
But you Scotch too. What about like a real peaty Scotch? What would you?
Great question. So we've had this in I put it in a Balvenie. I put it in Black Grouse, right? Black Grouse is, I think, a little more peaty. And what it did was it actually removed some of the peaty, smoky flavor. So if you're a peaty, smoky guy, you like Lagavulin or something like that, which I can't stand, or Cuddy. Yeah. So it's gonna remove some of that peat.
Before I asked once, just because I didn't like them. No, I can't stand really peaty stuff. That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, but it'll remove some of the peat. So,
wow, it's good to know.
And the rye, where are we with all the rye on that?
So I love a good rye. I had a Sagamore rye that was really good, and I always put oak in rye. Again, it's just going to make it smoother, sweeter. It'll add a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of toffee flavor, right? And you'll notice it mostly on the nose and then on the finish. I also tried actually, you guys might know these. They're called a Hotel Tango. They have a phenomenal rye that it's kind of a small batch. It's veteran owned and operated. We put an oak in there, and it was really just phenomenal. It was really good.
Now, what about White Lightning? Have you done some White Lightning?
That's illegal. So yes, we have.
It's not illegal. Take it all the time.
It's only illegal if you're selling it for a profit.
That's right.
That's right.
Up research. It's fine.
Funny story. Yeah. So we have had it in White Lightning and which in moonshine. In the South, we call it here moonshine, and it made it brown, like almost just like bourbon.
Really?
And it really did. Yeah. After 1 day, you'll start to see a little yellow color. After 4 days, again, you get smoother. And now, does it taste like bourbon after 4 days? No, it doesn't. But we've had it in there for 6 or 8 months, and it's just as dark as any other bourbon that you would pick up off the shelf.
Wow.
That's a lot of color.
That's awesome.
A lot of color. And that's a great question, because let me throw in where we live. We live in a small town called Ballground, Georgia. And we are 15 miles from Dawsonville, Georgia, which is where NASCAR started. You know why NASCAR started?
Of course.
Moonshine.
Running moonshine.
Running moonshine.
Runners,
Yes.
That's right. And so if you go up into some of the mountains up here, you'll come across an old still and some old jars and things like that.
Those are not used as in any alcohol, tobacco, firearms people that
That
are
stuff
listening.
left over from
It's
the
not
20s,
there. It's
man.
not there. Don't listen. All you got to do is earmuffs, and they can't listen. So
It's all good. All good. Not bad. So how did you actually think this out as, you're a small guy and all? How did you able to start marketing this for yourself?
Yeah. So I was actually a corporate guy. I worked for Hilton Hotels, and I was director of e-commerce over the eastern half of the United States. And then I moved on to SunTrust Bank, and I was over a digital team there. And if you notice what's happening in the market, everybody's shopping online.
Yeah.
And so I thought, man, I have a love of whiskey. We have a good local story. I have all of the knowledge to push this online. It's kind of a perfect trifecta to get out of my corporate bank job, which I hate, be my own boss. Nobody's going to tell me what to do, and you just go and do it. And so it was a lot of just blood, sweat, and tears right here in this barn. I started it last year, and most of those bullets that you got from this time last year until October, I cut myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
oh man, you're talking about collector's items here.
Yeah.
You just ruined that one. That was a collector's item.
I just ruined that alcohol to make it better. Let me tell you.
Yeah. So it was really just the idea that I don't want to go back to corporate, and so you have to figure this out. So that's where that kind of that drive came from.
Now, you started when I remember we just started talking about a year ago when my friend Jeff hooked me up with you. You have a partner, or you still have the partner?
Do I have what?
Do you? I'm sorry, Frank. Are you able to cut that sound off? Frank, are you able?
Really
to,
bad.
It's not coming from me, Ron.
Oh, okay.
Wow, okay.
All right.
No, my mic is shut down, so
It just stopped. Okay. Very
It's
good.
gone. All right. Sorry, Brooke. When you first started out, I remember there was another gentleman with you. Is he still part of your team, or are you guys partners?
Oh yeah, no. So I own the business. My wife and I own the business totally outright. There's no partners. But that guy that you see in the videos,
Yeah,
he is part of the brainchild behind this. And I used him in our videos because he has a pretty face. All the girls love him. But also he was. We were in Afghanistan together. And he saved my butt a few times over there, and so we've just been friends ever since. His name is Rad Harriman, and he's a hell of a guy.
Nice.
Okay. Is he near you too, or is he another part of the states?
Yeah, he's I don't know, probably 30 minutes south.
Okay,
That's close enough.
good homeboy.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, good homeboy. Yep.
So he does still help you a little bit at all? I mean, you brought him on board in any capacity, or just a pretty face?
No, he helps with marketing ideas and some legal stuff, right? So he's an attorney. He went to LSU Law School.
Oh, wow.
So we've run some just some things by him, but realistically, we just call him on whenever we need him, and he does it honestly because he's a buddy and he's a friend and he likes to do it.
Okay.
So, your wife in the house, or does she actually enjoy all of this herself?
Yeah, no, my wife, she loves it, and it's because we connected over bourbon, believe it or not. My wife is a whiskey girl through and through.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't going to have a vodka girl or a seltzer girl, whatever they are.
No, you can't.
Whiskey girls are 1 in a million. I tell you.
They are 1 in a million. Yeah. And so,
Man.
no, and she actually quit her job as well. So we're both working on this full time, and we've got I think eight other employees that work for us. But she was an attorney, and she was an attorney who was what was she doing? She was helping child abuse victims, is what she was.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah, so it was kind of tough for her But it was a really easy transition into this, which is what she really likes.
And she got to sample the whiskeys the whole time too. So I'm pretty sure she was, just dying to have to do that every day.
I know. Well, it's for science, right? I mean,
We got a question for you here, Brooke.
Hey, Brooke, how you doing? I'm a big fan of any podcast, including the Great Lake Smoke Show. But have you reached out to Joe Rogan? Because he loves bourbon, he loves veterans, and I think this would do very well on his podcast.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. We've reached out to a few people like Black Rifle Coffee. We want to do some stuff with them and their retail. And I mentioned the other retailers before. But every time I go to reach out to somebody big, we explode online. Like somebody will mention us on a website, and so we'll get a bunch of orders in. And so it's hard to keep up with demand.
Yeah.
But once I get these automatic machines, automatic lathes, then we'll be able to meet the larger demand. But right now I hate to say it, we're trying to keep our heads above water, right?
Yeah, you're at capacity.
I'm at capacity all day, every day. Yeah.
Once you hooked up with us, with the major celebrities,
Yes.
they're big players.
I'm sure out of the tens of listeners we have going right now, they've all placed online orders right now.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Well,
I have another question for you. It looks like you've expanded from the Bullet and also other products like jerky. I'm a big jerky fan. I love jerky.
he's a jerk.
How did you? Well, because Ron's a jerk, and I'm his E in jerky. But how did you kind of migrate into also jerky?
That's a great question. So, believe it or not, we actually started with jerky. I've loved jerky, and again, it comes back from a time where I opened up an MRE. I got my jerky out, and it was the nastiest crap I'd ever had in my entire life. And so,
You have something to wash it down with.
exactly right.
Yes.
All for science. All for science.
For science. So BattleGround Farm started out actually making our own jerky, and we were selling it to friends and selling it to family and getting on Etsy. And then this is where USDA and FDA, let's go get approval for those guys. Well, do you have $500,000 to build a facility? I don't have that much money. And so we actually started out with jerky with a co-packer. We branded it. We sold it online. And then the Bourbon Bullet came along as well. And of course, the Bourbon Bullet's the top seller, but we do have jerky. And I'm from Texas. And if you're from Texas, you'll love your jerky. And you'll notice if you buy it, it's cut in a Western cut. So it's cut with the grain. So you can kind of rip it, and it's real thin, and it's a little chewier. It's a little harder, but that allows you to chew it for longer, right? And that way, it's not just like eating a steak that's had 1,000 chemicals in it. But the jerky's good. I would certainly recommend it. Obviously.
Okay. The only problem I have with jerky is that I have to take out another home mortgage to buy it because it's so expensive.
I know it's expensive. It's expensive to make it.
The process.
That's my goal in life, to be as rich that jerky prices don't faze me. That's how rich I want to be.
Well, when you that cougar in life that's ready to die, marry her.
I got to find a sugar mama.
Give her a kiss with the dentures on, and then when she dies, you can do it.
I got a higher bar. When Ferrari don't bother me as far as price, then I'm there, you know?
So how are you marketing the jerky at this point? How's that going along?
Yeah, so we were hitting up Facebook ads quite extensively with the jerky. And then once we started really marketing the Bullet, we had to cut those ads off because we kept running out of jerky. Because what happens is people will come for the Bullet, and then they'll notice, oh man, you got jerky, and you got logoed glasses with a bullet in them, and then you had T-shirts, and you got all this other stuff that it's all kind of, if you notice the Palmilla and some of the other flags and stuff around, it's kind of for patriots, right? And so that's our target market is people who are of the right or of the conservative. And so if you go on there, it's all Second Amendment, it's whiskey, it's jerky, it's kind of America, hoorah, it's guns. So if that offends you, do not go on there if that offends you.
And if it does go on there anyway, learn something in life, damn it. That's the way that'll go. Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, would you say that some of your online sales are coming from the boys or your brothers that are still fighting there? You see a lot of those sales?
Yes. Actually, it's coming from girls back home, like wives and girlfriends. And so we've sent jerky all over the world and bullets all over the world. From Korea, Singapore. I think we've sent a lot to Germany, the UK, and they're all APO addresses. So they're buying this, they're sending it over. And last year, we sent, I don't know, like 500 bags to a unit, who was in Afghanistan. And they sent us back a personalized flag that had been flown over the country. So it was a really, really cool thing.
That is awesome.
That's
Since I got you on there, it's important. Tell our audience what's your website, your Facebook page, everything that you can. Give the audience how to order your products now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So the best way to do it is battlegroundfarm.com. And right now we're running a 10% off the entire site. Father10 is the code for Father's Day. Or if you're a military veteran, you can put in military 10. And that'll give you 10% as well.
Nice.
But you can also check us out on Instagram.
Everybody drink.
There you go. You got to drink to that. And we are battleground.farm on there. And then on Facebook, we're Battleground Farm. You can also look at bourbonbullet.usa, but Battleground Farm should have everything that you need.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, I hope you get a lot of orders right now.
Yeah.
I think we should. Ron, what do you think? Should the sponsors? What do you think?
I think it might be a little more sponsor time, and then we'll get into a little more talking. And I know Bruce has probably already been ordering something, but we'll get back to him. Take it away. Get some more sponsors. Hold on, Brooke, a little bit. We have to make our sponsors happy.
Cigar Prop started off as one item, a simple cigar rest born out of necessity. Over the years, Cigar Prop has morphed into something greater. Cigar Prop is now a brand, a journey, a way of life. It has become known as Prop Style. That simple cigar rest has turned into a whole line of cigar accessories, apparel, and even a weekly live show called the I Tap That Cigar Show. So remember, make sure you give your cigars the props they deserve, but more importantly, remember to live Prop Style. Johnny D. Teas out of Lakeville, Illinois are a veteran-owned company that take great pride in their work. Their goal is not to fulfill one order, but to earn all future orders by offering the best products at unbeatable prices. Ask any of their repeat customers and they'll tell you their quality is always the highest and their prices are always the lowest. Shop any Veterans Collection and 25% of the proceeds will be donated back to the veterans of foreign wars or the American Legion.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Specializing in tobacco pipe refurbishment and sales, Briar 911 buys and sells all kinds of pipes from a single pipe to entire collections. Our services include stem repair, replacement, deoxidation, and sanitization, reaming, cleaning, and bowl sanitizing, shank crack repair, buffing, and waxing. We make sure that each pipe is ready to smoke once it leaves our shop. For more info, contact us via Facebook at Briar 911.
All right, here we're back.
Hey,
Yeah,
Frank, I just wanted to ask you, now that you've sampled the bottle that you had the bullet in for 4 days, what did you see? What kind of differences, what kind of notes did you pick up?
It's a lot. What it did was it took the edge off, and it had a subtle cherry kind of note for sure on the top end. If you just, and then the finish is just a lot smoother. It's just smoother.
Yeah, very smooth.
So
My Buffalo Trace.
You tried that with Buffalo Trace also?
I'm gonna. I went on his website as we were talking, and I ordered 3. So
Nice.
I'm a Buffalo Trace guy.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
Very good stuff.
That's another hard one to find.
Yeah.
Well, they are making
not up
it
here.
tough,
That's
so, Brooke,
easy.
what else? You mentioned the cup or the glass in there. You mentioned T-shirts. Do you have any problem you could show the people by any chance? I think we are getting people ordering stuff as we are talking.
You know, the worst preparation ever is what I did tonight. I don't have any product to show you, unfortunately. I'm in the barn. But you can definitely go on the website. And actually, let me call out the glasses and decanters. So this is a company out of Wisconsin called Ben Shot. Yeah. So if you order a decanter, it has a 50 cal bullet right in the side of it. And yeah, and if you order the glass, it has a 308 or a 7.62 round in the side of it. You'll see all that on BattleGround Farm. But the reason I want to call them out is they've been a good partner, but they're also working out of Thomas Edison's original facility in Wisconsin. Yeah, and they're a father.
It's in Jersey.
He's in Jersey. Edison was born in
Wisconsin. So go and check them out as well, because they've been a tremendous partner.
You know, the Wisconsin, that's pretty close to us, so we should go
Yeah,
take
it's
a
only
tour.
like 8 minutes away, you know?
And how about T-shirts? What kind of saying?
Yeah, we got a guy who never leaves his couch. He wants to know if you got a 12 XL.
No, we don't. We got a 4XL though. Yeah, no. So our T-shirts are. We've got I think 15 different designs on there, and they're male and female. But the largest we go is 4. I think it's 4XL. But they are a little bit tighter fitting shirt. Okay, so if you're a big old boy, you might want to steer clear of our shirts. And again, they're BattleGround Farm logo.
What about hats?
That's called a tent.
You got any?
You don't sell the tent version.
No, and we do have these hats, and then I've got one that says "Let Freedom Ring" with an AR-15 on it.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
them. It's a Richardson 112 hat, which I think is one of the best hats. However, we give these away, so if you come to our facility, we'll give you a hat, right? Or if you reach out and email us, we'll give you a hat too.
Very nice. Very nice.
Off the record, if you have extra laying around, you can send it to us, and we can give it away to our as our gifts on Shoot episode. And what that is, Brooke, I don't know if you've seen us in the past.
Now, I got to ask him, though, is he
Go.
coming to the boutique cigar event?
I don't know. Did you
That's
hear
a good
about the
question.
boutique cigar event in Martinsville, Indiana?
I got the invite. I got to talk it over with Mama. Mama runs the schedule. So
All right.
I hope you show up.
that'll
It's
be
going to
great.
be a really a historical event.
And it's at a distillery. So
At a distillery, at a brewery,
well, I'll be there.
vineyard, and they make rum.
Yeah.
They make rum, they make wine, whiskey. So this might be something that really will, be right up your alley.
Well, now I'm curious. What happens if we put a bourbon bullet into the rum?
Ah,
Well, he has,
There you go. Yeah.
but that would be.
More research.
yes.
Well, I'll give you the so I had a Balvenie scotch the other day that I loved, and they have a scotch that's finished in a rum cask, right? And so it took all the sugars from the cane and it put it into the scotch. We're thinking about making a bullet out of those rum casks.
Ooh.
Yeah, wouldn't that be good? That would be good.
Breaking news. Exclusive here.
Exclusive right here on the Great
On the
Lakes
Great Lakes
Show.
Show.
Right there.
I'm going to
So
make
I can,
but out of balsa wood. What do you think? It's going to work?
you can make an airplane out of it.
You know, you'll make the airplane the ones that fly and then they break after the first flight.
Absolutely.
And then we go collect all the wood and we make them all the
See,
bullets.
my balsa planes just kept getting eaten by the trees.
The trees.
Yeah.
I know it's when
You know what? We'll save that for the Air Force.
There you
There
go.
you go. Yeah.
But with all honesty, if you do come up, we're all going to be there. We're going to be doing a live podcast also, so we can once again continue to plug. And folks, just to let you all know that the Bourbon Bullet is now a sponsor of the Great Lakes Smoke Show.
Absolutely.
And,
We are.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Glad to have them on.
red, white, and blue right there. So
There you go, man.
we're going to be promoting. We'll be having all that information on our Facebook page, and Frank will be putting that all in.
Yep.
So again, if you miss any information or you didn't have that paper and pen and you don't want to go back to see the show again, which I highly recommend, go back and do the show again. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Frank, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we could always use subscribers to the YouTube channel. We're a little late to the game on YouTube, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
And you can find us on Instagram now.
Instagram. Oh,
Instagram.
oh,
Or
okay.
Instagram.
Absolutely. I
And
mean, again,
Facebook is, of course, our big.
Yeah, we're always on. Well, this is how this is being broadcast
I
most
know.
of the time.
Yeah.
Now, one other question for you, Brooke. So once we've had the bullet sitting in there for 4 days, 5 days, how do you extract the bullet out of the bottle?
right now, it's going to be nothing in it. It'll be
You
empty.
finished the bottle.
You drink it all. You drink it all before the 4 days.
That's right.
No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
with this particular one, I think maybe a couple of weeks might be helpful here.
We'll try it over the weekend.
No, so in all honesty, we do a little switcheroo with the decanter, and we just pour it into the decanter. You grab a little funnel and you put it in there. But that is the most asked question that we get, and we probably get that question twice a day, every day. So great question.
So now that we put it in this one, you can reuse it in a completely different bottle or a different spirit, and that will also it won't pick up any of the spirit that's in it. It will.
It won't transfer those notes to another one.
Not that I've detected. Now, I'm not going to say it's not, but it could be that my palate's just not set up for that. But what I would do is I would recommend this. If you're going to put it in
It's going to be, it's
something expensive first and then a little lower, right? So I wouldn't put this in a $19 bottle and then a $50 bottle.
Oh,
yeah.
You never know, right? But I haven't detected, like for instance, we had one in an Angel's Envy, and then we put it in a Wild Turkey. I didn't taste Angel's Envy in Wild Turkey, but it could be.
To be honest, policy,
Oh, wait a minute. I think it is.
He's got a very good palate. You know, right.
I can tell the difference between chicken nuggets and a Big Mac.
So the jerky. Let's get back to the jerky.
Yeah.
How many different kinds of jerky do you have?
Oh, so we have 4 now. We used to have 5, but we have 4 now. And we've got spicy hot, or smoking hot is what we call it. We've got standard issue, which is a standard, really good, salty, kind of onion, garlic, right? If that makes sense. Steak, if you think steak. We've got teriyaki. And then we've got cracked pepper, where it has like little pieces of cracked pepper on there. We
delicious.
Yes, we had a honey southern barbecue on there, but we've sold out, unfortunately. And we've had an issue producing that one. It's produced in a separate USDA facility, just because all of our jerky is it's real clean, right? The barbecue one's not all that. It's good, but it's not all that clean.
Right.
How about the smoking hot? What are we talking heat?
Yeah, so we gave that one a 5. But you know, some jerkies are real hot right off the front. This one is kind of a creep up on you. and snipe you from the bushes kind of hot, if that makes sense.
Five alarm. Five alarm is nice.
I would be try it because I've had so much spicy things, and I haven't found one yet that can kill me on the spicy side.
Yeah. No, my wife likes the smoking hot the best, and she'll eat jalapenos out of the jar, but that's about it. We're not into ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers and things like that.
Oh, okay.
The hottest I usually go is habaneros. That's about the hottest.
Habanero's pretty hot.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah, but ghost peppers can be.
Well, yeah. I mean, ghost pepper. That'll.
So
That'll take the paint off your car, man.
That'll take the hairs off your butt.
Yeah, we'll do that too. Cinch them right off.
I do want to do one more time. I know you said it earlier, but because of Father's Day is up, we really want to get this product out. Once again, talk about the Father's Day special to our listeners, because a lot of people jumped on after you made the first announcement.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I appreciate the opportunity. I really do. But if you go on BattleGroundFarm.com, right now we're running a special on all the products, 10% off, plus free shipping over orders over $100. And the code is FATHER10. So just type in FATHER10 at the end of the transaction. You'll get 10% off plus free shipping on orders over $100.
And that's the military.
Yep, and military, you can either do it through GovX, or you can just type in military 10, and that gives you 10% off as well. Now that's kind of an honor system. All right, I can't tell if you're a veteran or not, but if you are, use that military 10 code, and you'll get 10% off.
Okay, very good.
That is awesome.
Very nice, man.
I would hope that everyone lets the military get their own discount and leave.
I would hope so.
Well, unfortunately, there are scam artists in everywhere, guys.
But he's giving 10% off anyway, so why bullshit?
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Well, we got to take care of the military. We have one military man that just jumped on, a good friend of ours, Barry Bones Argento.
Oh, Barry.
Barry,
Hey,
how are you?
Barry.
It's good stuff. So, Barry, you got to jump on this one. This is right up your alley, buddy.
Yeah, really.
He's
What's
probably
up, boys?
sitting in his pool.
He's always in the pool. Always in the pool smoking a cigar. I mean, he's got the life, this guy.
And he's drinking.
Yeah,
and he's drinking.
Yeah.
That's Air Force for you, you know? Anyway, Brooke, would you stay on board? Because we do have our next segment, and that's where our cousin Frank tries to make us look like a bunch of jackasses or chooches in Italian. And we do give a special giveaway prize, and it's for one question only, Frank. One question only.
No two-parters.
I was hoping he'd make it a three-parter.
Talk about the pipe, Bob.
It's an Algerian Briar, billiard shape. Very nice pipe, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep bowl.
Decent bowl, yeah.
It goes down to the second knuckle
and that
there.
comes from our friends at RnA Treasures.
Yes.
I think anybody who wins it will be very pleased with the quality. Of course,
Burns better.
nicely done pipe.
It's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Did we get all the sponsors out of the way, Frank, by any chance?
No, we have one more set of sponsors that I could run.
Let's do that set of
Let's
sponsors,
run it, and then we'll do our segment of.
You got it.
Okay.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar. RnA Treasures out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
And we're back.
And we're
All
back.
right.
Time
for us to look stupid.
You guys are back.
So, Brooke, feel free to answer right now. Frank's going to have like 4 questions for us. This is for us so the audience understands what's going on. And then when Frank says this is for the audience, we have to kind of be quiet and shut up. And the first person on Facebook that answers the correct will win the pipe tonight. And Barry, you haven't had a pipe, so we will teach you up at Martinsville in August for sure. Anyway, it's time for Stump the Chooch.
And there you go. As you see, there's my beautiful signage of Stump the Chooch. And now it's time to stump the 3 chooches and 2 more chooches here. But they have the answers. But they can't answer.
That's cheating.
I won't look, Frank.
Okay, he won't look.
Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes, Kenny.
I'm looking. All right. This happened on this date in history in 1938. Jerry Siegel and Canadian artist Joe Shuster, they wrote this first edition, which appeared in DC Comics. What was the superhero?
Superman.
Superman. And how much did it sell for?
1 cent.
A nickel.
A 1 penny. Yes, 1 penny.
1 cent.
No, it didn't. 10 cents.
10.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a lot of money back then, man.
Yes. For 10 cents. Maybe a drug.
That's a lot of money.
You should know.
I know.
You bought like 1 of those, right? Back in that day?
That was a lot of money for.
I wish I had that first edition.
Well, you were like 10 years old back then.
There was some Bitcoin back there, guys. Bitcoin. All right. So 1967, June 1st. Probably the most iconic LP.
Sgt. Peppers.
Oh, that wasn't a question.
You can't play.
Come on. I've been playing that all day today.
Yep.
And it won all the awards. First time for any album, any musical album.
Best rock album of all time.
Yep.
In my
Absolutely.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely
Keep your day job.
Okay, Frank, what's the next one?
Ready? Number 3. Here we go. 1935. This compulsory test was introduced.
And we lost him.
People in England who wanted to do what? Honor first. What test did they have to do?
Say it again. We lost you.
Yeah.
Say it again.
You're freezing up.
All
Turn
right.
your phone.
This test was given to people for the first time after April 1st in England if they wanted to do what? In 1935. What did they want to do? And they had to take this test now. Came a compulsory test.
Driver's license.
There you go, Bob. Driver's license. Look at Bob.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
He was there.
He was there. What do you expect?
Yeah. He was trying to.
He was driving.
He was given the test.
He was driving on the wrong side of the road.
Automotive, man. I can't go wrong with that.
Bob is still driving on the wrong side of the road.
Depends what he smoked.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Are we going to the audience?
No, one more, and then we got the audience.
All right, one more. I'll give you one more. Let's see. Let me breeze down here. All right, and I'm going to go again with some trivia. In 1946, the British Broadcasting Corporation introduces the first, and it cost $2 for the British public. £2, which was probably about $10 back then.
Say it again. You broke up.
Yeah.
All right. The British Broadcasting Corporation introduced.
BBC.
Yes, they introduced the first what, costing the British public £2 if they wanted to do what?
Ooh, run an ad.
No, Kyle, get back under the covers.
Brooke, you got that one?
What the hell does the BBC do?
Nothing.
The first television license. The first television license.
Yeah.
All right. So they can listen to the radio.
I think that's when
TV,
Top
and all
Gear
that.
first started.
Top Gear. Right. The first episode of Top Gear was
Yeah.
then, right?
Advertisement.
Oh, I love Top Gear.
Yeah, it was a good.
All right. This is for the public. I'm going to put this out on the screen.
All right.
All right.
This is for you all you out there.
Okay.
We are
Okay, on this date in history, in 1926, the U.S. Army Alpha Test was created in the early 1900s as the first mass intelligence test. It was then adapted and administered to high school students in June. Name the test.
Don't say a word.
Don't say a word.
No. We can't say it.
All right, folks, come on, type your answers.
Come
We're
on,
looking.
Barry. You should know this one.
Come on. Zach Jordan says PFT.
PFT by Zach.
Barry
No.
says ASFAB.
ASFAB, yeah.
No.
Bruce
I-
Stark says SAT, SAT.
Yes, and what does it stand for?
Standardized academic testing?
No.
Stupid ass twat.
Kyle, you don't get the pipe. The SATs, it stands for Scholastic Aptitude Test.
Oh, there you are.
And
There
Bruce
it is.
wins again. The pipe.
Bruce
Bruce
once
again.
Whoa.
And Bruce, you're going to have to come down to Cedar Creek to see us to claim your prize.
Yeah. Scholastic attitude test, huh?
That was good.
Bruce Stark is
Good.
the winner again.
Again,
All right.
unbelievable. Hey, Bruce, did you get the package? Just asking.
Well, if you did, that's a miracle because it didn't go out yet.
No, it did. Anyway, hey, Brooke, I hope you enjoyed the segment. We're hoping for wonderful stuff from you guys, and thank you again
Yeah.
for becoming
Much success,
one of our
man.
sponsors.
Much success.
And honestly, talk to the wife about August 14th.
Can't wait for you to get down there and let's have some good times down there.
You're going to
Cedar
be in
Creek.
the mix with real people. It's going to be, I think, a great position for moving forward. And we, too, will move a lot more bullet and product for you. So keep sending us info so we can put it on our commercials and all.
Yeah,
Talk about bullets. What is it, a 12-acre property? I think you can fire off a few, too, if you want.
Oh, we lost him. He's not talking. We lost him.
Bruce, Brooke, I think you're on mute.
Oh,
Now you're there?
Hey.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. No, you can come shoot at my place anytime.
All right.
That's great. Sounds great. Well, thanks.
Follow with whiskey, though. You have to drink whiskey and shoot at the same time.
Oh, I don't know if I can handle that.
that's an easy.
Well, let you drink first and then put the empty bottles out to shoot them.
Yeah. That's how you do.
Nice.
There we go. There we go.
I love it. I love
Anyway,
it.
Brooke, thank you again.
Thank
really
you, buddy.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you taking the time to spend it with us. And again, much success.
Yeah.
I hope this thing goes crazy on you, man.
Oh yeah, this is going to be big.
Yeah.
We lost him.
Lost him.
Lost you, Brooke.
again.
Well, again, Brooke,
There you are.
there he is. There he is. All right.
Yeah, no, I said thanks, guys, for the opportunity and thanks for the time. And I appreciate the feedback on the bullet. Love to hear about it.
I'll
Thank you,
open us
bud.
on Saturday and Sunday. We'll definitely give you an update on that. I'll PM you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks,
All
guys.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
And thank you for your service.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
buddy.
you very much. Folks, Father's Day, make sure you get your order in. It is the only, I tell you, every man will be happy with this. No question about it. Get your order in, go online, pick that up.
You know what? since it started the summer, this is right around last time when we started taking packages and care items to ship to the boys overseas.
That's
so
right. We should
probably.
summer.
It's June now. If you guys have stuff or you want to start donating to us, we're going to take donations all the way to October. We'll put together a nice care package and ship it to the boys overseas, because they can't get their hands on the tobacco and stuff like you can here. So we'd love to get a nice big care package like we did last year to them. That would be awesome. So all you that are out there. If you want
to buy some bullets,
yes,
and we'll be happy to send that along too.
Yeah.
Because, quality of liquor there.
Send it over to we'll PM put your information on our PM page.
So send it
by
to
address, and we will ship it out to the men and women in the red, white, and blue, keeping us protected here.
PM us on the Facebook or send us an email to Great Lakes Smoke Show at AOL.com or Great Lakes Smoke Show at Outlook.com or Great Lakes Smoke Show at gmail.com. However you want to get us that information or what you want to send to us, we'll get it out to the boys overseas for you.
And the women.
And the women.
And
I'm
the
sorry.
Women, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
All right.
Don't discount the women.
There's already letters coming to you.
Well, hey, and Bob, and this is why I'm single. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have enough of those rubber dolls. Anyway, again, everybody, it's been fantastic. We wish you all a fantastic week.
Thank you, everyone.
And we'll see you next week here on the Great Lakes Smoke Show. Till then, keep them smoking, keep them drinking, and buy your bullet. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Take
Salud.
care, man.
Salud.
Perdomo Taj Mahal here.
It really is.
They're stopping by. Oh, I heard about you. I smoke your cigars. I love it.
That's the short story behind how Christoph got started. It's actually named after our son, Christopher.
We're infamous for our packaging. Everybody knows Berger's got the best packaging, the most beautiful labels.
All your listeners out there, thank you. Be careful, be safe, and God bless you.
Long ashes and slow burns, my friend.
There you go.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful.